When I opened my eyes, I found myself staring into Sam's bare chest. I blushed but looked up to see Sam still sleeping. His sleeping face made me giggle softly, but the reality of the situation made my heart flutter. I couldn't believe it. I was lying next to a man I'd grown to love with all of my heart. His warm embrace made me feel safe, and as the tender moment we just shared replayed in my head, I couldn't help but smile and snuggle into his chest further. Unconsciously, he held me tighter to his body, giving me more of his warmth. I didn't want to move, but then my core suddenly tightened and made me sit up without waking the man next to me. I felt my legs move and bring me to my balcony window, where I opened the glass and stepped out onto the patio. I stared wide-eyed at Diana, who sat cross-legged on the railing of my balcony, with her glowing red eyes staring upon me. I opened my mouth to object, but Diana stopped me.
Before you get all huffy, I didn't come here to take your precious man away. By the way, how was it exactly? Demons are the best lovers, after all.
I glared. What do you want, Diana?
Well, I just wanted to see how you truly feel. You know, without him around to influence you.
What are you talking about?
I'm giving you an opportunity to come clean about these feelings of yours, and to give you your salvation.
What was Diana up to? This was beyond crazy. Nothing she had done made sense. Why was I still alive at this rate? What's keeping you from just killing me and taking them?
You are not worth my time.
Not worth your time? What are you, afraid something might happen? All at once I felt my body being lifted into the air and moved over past the railings, leaving me with nothing but the ground below to threaten me with a collision death.
Oh, trust me, dear. I'm not afraid to kill you. I can drop you right now and leave your body to rot until the morning, when the boys would find you.
I wanted to speak, but the thought of her letting go and letting me fall to my death scared my voice into silence. Diana then chuckled and willed my body back to the balcony, setting me down gently.
Alas, if I kill you, then the boys would never come with me willingly back to the demon world, and then I'd have to chase them all around the world, or kill them and drag them back. But then their father wouldn't be happy, and blah blah blah. Too much work.
Diana seemed very business-orientated, as if the boys were cargo more than men. It irked me, but she then smiled.
I'm giving you one chance to denounce your love for the demon in your bed, and let me take him and the other boys back to the demon world.
And why, may I ask, would I do that?
There are so many reasons why, actually. There's the reason that he's a demon and you're a human, so you two can never truly have a happily ever after. Then there's the reason that demons truly do not know how to love, despite what he may proclaim. The list goes on and on. The point is, if you give me the boys, I will promise you eternal happiness.
Eternal happiness?
That's right. I have the power to give you anything you desire. Power, men, women, money, fame. Name it, and it's yours. A demon never goes back on their word, and I have the power to obtain anything you wish. Our deal is our contract.
I could only stare in shock. This was a dream. It had to be. However, Diana smiled an almost genuine smile at me, shaking me to the reality of the situation. She would never smile like that.
Don't you wish to be free of your destiny? Your father constantly berating you to become the next CEO of your grandfather's company.
But how did you... I was almost floored in surprise. How did Diana know all of this? She was a succubus, yes, but how could she know anything beyond sexual desire? She wasn't Damien. Diana chuckled and leaned back against her arms.
Just because I play with hearts and sex doesn't mean I don't know my way around the human mind. You happen to be an open book of information, but I digress. I can give you your freedom with ease. It'll be like you were always meant to have it. All I ask is that you hand over the boys. What do you say?
Was I seriously being given this choice? The man I love for anything I wanted? A demon like Diana was powerful enough, yes, but did I even want to consider giving up the man I loved? No! She must have been crazier than I thought. I glared. Absolutely not. Diana sighed and stood up onto the railing. What I wasn't expecting was her lifting me into the air. I tried to scream, but my voice suddenly became locked in silence. What was Diana doing? Diana made me float over to her and she smirked as we touched noses.
Well, if I can't return home with the boys, I might as well return home with the power to fight back.
Diana finally leaned in and kissed me. I shut my eyes, feeling the need to bite her lips, but finding no muscles in my face listening to my mental commands. What did she do to me? I didn't want to enjoy it, but every single nerve in my body was flaring in excitement and pleasure as she kissed me. I felt my energy drain slowly but forcefully from my body. Was she using her magic to force energy out of my body? It seemed like forever, but finally, Diana pulled away from the kiss with a smile and a lick of her lips. She lowered me back onto the patio and chuckled. For some reason, even though nothing seemed to have changed, she looked stronger, powerful. It was almost like looking at a new Diana. Diana then stepped back off the railing, making me catch my breath in my throat. As she took another step away from me, she looked to be simply walking on the night air. Diana smirked at my sudden surprise.
May you never regret your choice, human. If you do, I'll happily come and take it away.
With a flick of her hair, Diana turned and walked away into the night, fading into the darkness like a shadow. I watched her fade away before looking back to the man in my bed. Did I make the right choice? My heart gave a gentle thump, giving me my answer. I did. And I will never regret it, for as long as I live. I walked back inside and gently crawled back into bed with the embrace of the safest arms I knew. I snuggled close to the warmth before closing my eyes. I was happy. The rest of the story can almost be passed over. With Diana gone, my life returned to normal, with school and my friends not remembering what had happened. It was as if magic never even appeared in my world. One thing was for certain, however. Sam loved me and I loved him just as much. We had promised our lives to each other and nothing was going to take that away from us. Not even time itself. Our love was so powerful it practically overwhelmed me with joy every time I found him holding me close every morning. To think, a demon in love with a human like me. It was unthinkable, unbelievable. It was practically impossible. But it was true. The other boys decided to leave at their own accord. They knew that my future would only need Sam at my side, so they each decided to start their own lives in the human world. Sam understood perfectly, wishing his brothers the best. Besides, Sam had someone new to care for now. His brothers didn't need to worry about him now that he was caring for me. I felt bad as well for being closer to Sam than the others, but they reassured me that I was okay and that they would remain nearby should I ever need them. I was happy for that. They made me promise, however, that I would love Sam for as long as we lived. That promise was instantly given. But what of my future? Well, it was kind of made for me. Before I graduated, James decided to step into the light of the Anderson Toys company, and with the help of his demon powers and leadership charisma, he managed to influence not only the entire board, but my father as well, into letting him run for CEO. I was beyond shocked. How James managed to do all that was beyond me. But when the vote was called, James had taken over the company and I was destined to have. He vowed to respect the wishes of the late CEO and help the company become an even grander company. For a demon, it was simple to make a company grand. My grandfather would have been proud to see how James helped it shine. With the CEO position filled, my father had no choice but to let me decide my future, which made me happy beyond compare. No longer would I have the future scaring me into a corner. I could choose my life on my own. That being said, I was still scared of where the future was going to take me. What did I want to do? Did I want to help James build the company? Did I want to venture off on my own? Sam reassured me that he would support me and help me through whatever I decided to do. I was grateful and would never forget that promise. I was happy, and nothing could shake me down from that happiness. One afternoon, a good couple of years after the boys and I had met, I had a moment to myself. So I wandered my house and took in all that happened, as if it were all a dream. The demons, the devils, the magic. It was all surreal to believe. It almost frightened me to think that it could have all been a dream. But the warm feeling in my heart reminded me that it was all real. The demons, the magic, the love I had, all real. I smiled as I held my hands to my chest, relishing in the feelings dancing within my soul. I let out a happy sigh before looking up and seeing where I'd wandered to. I realized that I was standing in the hallway near my bedroom. I guess I didn't wander far.
Jeez, how the hell did I end up here?
I stopped at the sound of Sam's voice. It sounded distant, but yet he was clear as day. I looked around to land my sights on an open window. He must have been on the roof again. I tiptoed over and listened further, wanting to know what he meant.
It's been years and I still can't believe I'm here. To think I wanted to leave in the first place. I'm such an idiot.
I smiled. I quickly remembered when we'd first met. He was my first kiss, after all.
And I, of course, had the worst first impression ever. Why the hell did I do that?
I stifled my giggles. He was thinking of the kiss, too. It was adorable to hear him reminiscing and mentally slapping himself.
Meh, I guess I can't take back the past. I can only make sure she gets what she deserves from now on.
Huh? I didn't understand. He already gave me everything I wanted. He was practically mine already. What more could he give me?
Alright, Sam. No more fuck-ups. I'll call up James and learn how to be a proper man. I need to be strong enough to support her no matter what comes our way.
I could not believe what I was hearing. Sam was willing to change for me? I felt both honored and guilty. I didn't want him to change. I loved him for him, no one else. I quickly went to the window and stepped up to grab the rooftop. Thank God I had upper body strength. My sudden hand placement scared Sam.
What the?
Help me up, Sam! Sam looked down at me in surprise before grabbing my arms and lifting me up to the roof with him. However, I landed once again in his lap with his arms around me.
What the hell are you doing, and how long were you there?
Long enough to hear everything, Sam. I don't want you to change. Sam stayed, looking lost at what to say at my words as I caressed his cheek with a smile. It was true, though. He had faults, sure, but who didn't? I enjoyed his company and adored every part of his personality. Sam gently moved his head and buried his face in my palm, closing his eyes and absorbing what I'd said. He gently opened his eyes partially, staring past my hand.
You do realize that I'm a brute, right? That was my nickname in the Abyssal Plains. I'm a brute. A monster. I'm not what someone can really want.
Sam. Sam finally looked to me, a look of hopelessness in his eyes. You're what I want. You're not a brute, and you're not a monster. I gently guided Sam's face down with my hand and kissed him softly, reminding him of my touch and reaffirming my words. He stared at me as if his greatest wish had come true. I fought back a giggle at that sight. Sam gently pulled me to him, hugging me to his chest. I nuzzled into Sam's chest, hearing his gentle heartbeat and memorizing its tempo.
You've chained the monster deep inside this sick and sinful body of mine.
You know the song? Sam chuckled softly, the sound of his laughter sending happy waves down my spine. Sam smiled down at me and kissed the top of my head.
It's your ringtone, doofus. I've practically memorized it.
I smiled and giggled up at Sam. It was adorable to see him like this. I then felt bold and straightened up to tower Sam a little.
Hey, what are you...
I simply smiled before kissing Sam's forehead, then very gently over his eyelids. I love you, Sam. Sam held me and closed his eyes. I could tell he didn't want to let me go.
I love you too.
I didn't want to wake up if this was indeed a dream. I felt light as a feather, not wanting to ever let go of this man in my arms. There were no words that could describe the emotions within me. I felt joy, happiness, ecstasy, high, all at once. Here I was, holding the man I would be with forever. Under the beautiful orange sky, on the roof of my mansion. I had gained the heart of a demon. No. Of a man I loved. I vowed to cherish him and love him for the remainder of my days and beyond. Could a demon love a human forever? I knew Sam would. And that was my happily ever after. End. Sam's acceptance. A. Innocent ignorance. Tell me, did you get your way? Sing your sweet melody. Bear the burden of the choices that you made. Go on, chase the morning with your heart. The worst is over now, you're moving on. 'Cause in the end, when your story's over, then you'll love the path you've walked on all along. Fly high, let your fingers touch the sky. Your journey's far from over. There's a million stories left to write. Be free to explore the life you seek, to embrace the love you carry. Know the choices that you made were right. Regret inside, don't let the pain take over your life. Soon you'll see that you are free. Take the future in your hands now, it's in your sight. Go on, there's no better time to start. Your path is clearer now, urging you on. Don't be afraid, all the fear inside will fade. The trials that you face will make you strong. Fly high, feel the wind blow as you fly. Your journey's not yet over. There's 100 battles left to fight. Be free to be who you want to be. Love, you have just one life only. Know the choices that you make are right. sky. Your journey's far from over. There's a million stories left to write. Be free to explore the life you seek, to embrace the love you carry. Know the choices that you made were right. Okay, so that was Sam's Route. I'm really sorry about the chat. I know the chat was up. I literally only just realized that a minute ago. We had a bit of technical difficulties when I was actually streaming it, because I stream and record at the same time, and the chat was being a bit stupid, so I had to reinstall the chat, and I forgot to set it to hide it on the recording. So I know the chat is up on the recording. I'm really sorry about that. I really didn't mean for that to happen. Hopefully it wasn't too distracting. Obviously I've sorted out the issue now, so hopefully you won't be seeing it right now. Also, you won't be seeing it in... You obviously didn't see it for the last outro either, because I will be recording that last outro after this outro. I know I'm doing it weird. I only just decided to split up the video. I'm really sorry. Anywho, I hope you guys enjoyed. This was Sam's Route. I'll be recording some of the Sam routes for the spin-off games after I finish recording the outro for the chapter 2 part of Sam's Route. So you'll be seeing that soon. You'll be seeing the spin-off games soon, and then once we do the spin-off games, might do the CD. I don't know if I'll be uploading it to YouTube, because obviously you are supposed to buy the CDs, and I feel kind of bad playing through the CDs when you have to pay for them, you know? You know, they're very cheap. They're not that much. Honestly, I would highly suggest going to support the whole team that made this. Michaela Laws, absolutely love her work, love her voice acting, love her games, love her CDs, because she makes a couple of different kinds of CDs. I really love her work. Please go and support her, whether it's just following her on social medias, or, you know, buying some of her games or her CDs or anything. Please go and support her, show her love. Yeah, but we'll be doing the majority of Sam's route, then hopefully I'll be able to go on to Matthew's route. Matthew's route is the next one. So stay sharp, slice your problems. Thank you for supporting this series. I really do love this game a lot, and I'm glad that I could share my passion for this with you and with everyone who watches this video, and the videos prior, and the videos after, hopefully. Stay sharp, slice your problems, and I'll see you in the next video from the Silent Swordsman. Goodbye!